Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Kim Miller begins now.
Good evening, thanks for joining us. First tonight, restaurants have at last reopened their doors after months of languishing in the coronavirus shutdown. Cautious customers trickled into cafes this morning while bars began taking bookings for dinner. For many, the day delivered some much-needed hope.
A sight to behold, customers seated. At Launceston's Relish Cafe, it was a moment to relish.
It's lovely. That's what we do this for. We do this to engage with people and put a smile on their face.
Bars and restaurants must comply with 4 square metres per person, with a maximum of 10 people. Some venues like St John's Craft Beer are enforcing a 2-hour time limit. Meals are mandatory, but you can still enjoy a beer. Friday is almost booked out.
Busting up is the term I would use. Things are going off. The website is looking great. So if you want to get in early.
De Angelo's in Battery Point is planning to reopen next week when they finish renovations.
Hopefully now we can take those bookings and we've got a bit of guideline for where we're going to open now, so yeah, bring it on.
Easing Stage 1 restrictions doesn't mean easing vigilance. All businesses will need to have a COVID safety plan by June 15. Current guidelines are now available online.
The worst thing that we could have is a second wave that would see economic damage across our community, as well as the obvious risk to Tasmanian lives.
Some restaurants like this one at Joseph Cromie will be allowed more than 10 people, as long as they're in different dining rooms and are being served by separate staff. Head chef Nick Rate has been keeping busy with deliveries.
But to be honest, I'm really looking forward to rolling some fresh pasta. I'm looking forward to saying hello to the guests when they walk in, and I'm looking forward to that buzz and adrenaline of service, yeah.
There'll be no bars at Invermays Park Hotel, not yet. The pub is staying silent until Stage 3 is eased in June. Veteran publican Gary Whitney misses his job and his regulars.
This is the first break that I've had in a long time, and you do appreciate that life is really about people.
Sean McComish, 7 Tasmania News.
And outdoors, boot camps and playgrounds welcomed back visitors, with families embracing the eased restrictions. But there's already been warnings for those flouting strict number limits, with the government urging people to take personal responsibility to keep communities safe.
This bike ride weeks in the making, but the wait is over. Restless children finally allowed back onto playgrounds today. And after waiting for so long, the most anticipated equipment...
the bike and the swing.
We've been waiting a long time. We've been marking it on our calendars.
We're really excited to have some more space and that we maybe slowly can go back to normal.
But the opening does come with a limit. Only 10 people allowed on the equipment at one time. But with some parks already busy, the government has issued warnings about flouting the rules.
I'd ask Tasmanians to be sensible. If you turn up to a playground and it's full, please come back at another time. That's important to keep your children safe and your community safe.
We were ready. If there were more than 10, or 10 at least, we said we'll just continue walking. So we prepared the kids for that, not to expect too much.
3, 2, 1, let's go!
And the countdown is over for boot camps to resume.
Good job, sis. Good job, Liv. Well done.
Here at BroFit, instructors have moved classes online, but this morning welcomed back members for a workout outside.
This morning was great. We had 7 keen people getting out there in the cold. It was really nice to see people face to face, having other people to chat to, people to vibe off. It was really good.
The library is also on the path to reopening, starting with a trial of a new click and collect service in Launceston.
You won't be able to come in and browse the shelves or sit down and have a chat on the comfy couches, but you will be able to order, put books on hold online and then come in and collect the books.
Other libraries are set to follow suit throughout the week, and from today, Tasmanian residents arriving home can now quarantine in their principal residence instead of a hotel. But the state's strict border control will remain in place indefinitely. Michelle Wisby, 7 Tasmania News.
And there's an update on the location of Tasmania's cases since the pandemic started. The Tasman local government area has now been included in the list of regions affected with 1 confirmed case. Burnie's count has been revised up by 1 and it's still the area with the highest number. There are no changes to the stats from the northern region. The local government area for one diagnosis is yet to be confirmed. There are currently only 16 cases considered active, 1 in the north and 15 in the northwest. A Tasmanian man accused of possessing hundreds of child exploitation images and videos has failed to show up for his court appearance. William Grattan Cole of Newnham was allegedly found with the underage material. The 26-year-old did not make an appearance in the Launceston Supreme Court for plea. A warrant has been issued for his arrest. A pilot program to keep Hobart's homeless population off the streets overnight has expanded into a 24-hour operation. Now known as Safe Space, the facility will provide shelter throughout the day, the need arising due to the ongoing pandemic. The expansion of the service, funded by the state government, includes access to services including medical and mental health care, housing and drug and alcohol services.
In the first 3 months we had 158 people in here. We had over 800 referrals. We're getting people off the street. It's saving people's lives. It's a great health outcome. It's a great housing outcome.
It'll be based on need, and I imagine as the months get colder, we're going to see more people wanting to come somewhere that's nice and warm.
Similar spaces in both Launceston and Burnie are expected to be operational by the end of June. New research from the University of Tasmania has suggested deforestation could actually make bushfires harder to control. The investigation studied blazes that tore through the Huon Valley at the start of last year. It found that recently logged areas and new plantations burn at a higher severity than old-growth forests.
They spread a lot easier, they're harder to control, and they're also the source of ember attacks too, which we heard a lot about from the mainland fires this summer.
The government hasn't backed away from its support for forestry, saying the industry supports thousands of jobs. A coroner has described a fatal Launceston motorbike crash as avoidable. A 24-year-old man was killed on a Mayfield street last October when his motorcycle collided with a parked truck. The coroner says investigations revealed the unlicensed rider had consumed methamphetamine and cannabis, wasn't wearing protective equipment, and the bike was unroadworthy and unregistered. The coroner said the incident reiterates the importance of safety gear and staying off the road after consuming illicit substances. Just to some breaking news now, and the Midland Highway at Oatlands is closed to traffic in both directions after a crash between a bus and a car. One person is believed to be seriously injured and will be airlifted to hospital, and we will bring you more details as they come to hand. A coffin covered in artificial flowers has been installed along parts of Hobart's waterfront in an attempt to raise awareness about the environmental impact of plastic. High school student Lily Neeland is hoping to make people think twice about leaving them while visiting cemeteries.
A colourful coffin covered in fake flowers. It's not what you'd usually see at the start of a popular walking track. Year 10 student Lily Neeland inspired to create the piece after taking home a bunch of plastic flowers picked in the area more than 10 years ago.
If they've been sitting around in our garden for so long, that obviously these ones will have been too.
The eye-catching installation created as part of a school project, inspired by time spent volunteering with the Cornelian Bay Bush Care Group, gathering hundreds of flowers over the years blown into the area from the nearby cemetery.
A lot of them end up blowing into the surrounding bushland and into the river, and there, with the courses of nature, they break down into microplastics.
Concerned about the impact this leaves on the environment, Lily hopes this will start a conversation in the community about reducing plastic consumption overall. She's included a list of plastic flower alternatives in her artist statement, including donating to charity or planting a shrub next to a grave site.
It's small, but it's still easy to change, but it will make a difference overall.
The thought-provoking piece will remain at Cornelian Bay until June 15. Ebony Ablett, 7 Tasmania News.
Good evening. A quintessential Tasmanian autumn day today. Quite bearable. Light winds, early mist and fog clearing to a fine day with above average temperatures. Hobart 17 degrees, the northern centres 16 today. Our top was 19 at Eddystone Point, Grove 18, Strawn, St Helens, Friendly Beaches and the Islands all 17, Smithton 16, Lowhead 15 and Lyawini 8 degrees. Mostly clear skies today as we all noticed. However, some low cloud was evident over northern Tasmania. Low cloud extends across eastern states in an onshore stream. Cloud in a cold pool of air sits well to the south, clipping WA. Tomorrow the large high will move eastwards as a cold front approaches our west coast. Another front moves south of the Bight, followed by another significant high. Northerly winds at 15 to 20 knots, increasing to 20 to 30 knots in the west during the morning. Elsewhere later, swells at 2 to 3 metres. Strong wind warning for waters between Tasman Island and Stanley. Hobart, a top of 18 tomorrow, cloudy but fine, 16 for Adventure Bay, bit of wind picking up and cloudy for Tarraleah, 15 degrees. Launceston, a high of 17 with showers increasing for Devonport, 16 the high, a shower for Bridport with 16 the top as well. 17 for Burnie with showers, late showers for Strawn, 17 as well, and 16 for Marrawar. And for St Helens tomorrow, 18, cloudy, Swansea 18 as well, white mark on Flinders, 18 degrees. Wednesday, showers across the state with rain more prevalent over the north and west. A few showers over the west and northeast on Thursday, some snow on the higher peaks, and on Friday fine apart from showers over the west and King Island. A sunny 19 degrees in Perth tomorrow, a shower developing for Adelaide and Melbourne, mostly sunny in Sydney, a few showers and 24 in Brisbane. Cloudy conditions at the moment, 11 degrees in Hobart, Launceston 12 and Devonport 13 degrees. That's it from here, Kim.
Great, thank you very much, Merv. Before we go tonight, just a reminder too, if you're travelling tonight, that the Midland Highway at Oatlands is closed after a crash earlier between a bus and car. That is all your news for now. I'll be back later with updates, but for now, good night.